Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing my first ever back to school tech recommendations. I'm going to put this video in my freshman advice series, but this is really for anyone who's going back to any type of school and wants to get some new tech. Before I get into the recommendations, I just want to let all of you know that this video is not sponsored. No one is paying me to say anything. As some of you might already know, I work at a company that refurbishes Macs and iPads. I've also never owned or even really used a PC in my entire life. So everything that I'm going to be talking about in this video is going to be made by Apple. So let's get into the video. The first thing that I want to talk about is what computers I have and what computers I use, because that's a question that I get asked quite often. I currently have an iMac, which is right over here, and I also have a 13-inch MacBook Air that's just in a black case, and this is what I take to class every single day. A lot of people have asked me if I think that laptops are better or desktops. As you just saw, I have both, and the reason for that is that I wanted a desktop that I could use for editing, but I also wanted a computer that I could take to class and school and anywhere else that I'm traveling, because desktops are amazing, but they're not really that portable. So if you are interested in buying more than one computer for school, or you already have a laptop, I would highly recommend an iMac. The display is amazing and it's really good for editing. I personally have the 4K display, which I absolutely love. This is probably one of the best things that I've ever bought in my entire life. If you do a lot of video or photo editing, I would highly recommend getting an iMac. They're about the same price as most of the laptops, and there are a lot of refurbished options that I'll talk about a little bit later in this video. I don't really see iMacs talked about in a lot of these back to school tech recommendation videos, but I honestly think that you really do get your money's worth with them. Next, I want to talk about laptops and iPads. I get a lot of questions about these and what the differences are. The reason that I personally ended up with a MacBook Air was mostly just because I was able to get it for only $400 from the company that I work at, but I do really like it and I would recommend it to anyone who wants a lightweight computer that has ports, because as some of you probably already know, the new MacBook does not have USB ports or SD slots. It just has USB-C, which I personally didn't really want to deal with. That being said, the MacBook does have a really nice Retina display, and it's slightly smaller than the 13-inch Air. I just looked at the prices on the Apple website, and there really isn't all that big of a difference between the price of the MacBook Air and the MacBook. So I would suggest going into the Apple store and testing them out and seeing which one you think would work the best for you. Another great option for a lightweight computer is an iPad. The iPad Pros are pretty amazing. The screens are pretty much the same size as the MacBook screens, and they're touchscreen, and you can get a lot of different keyboards and accessories to use with them. So that's another great option, but I would only really recommend it if you already have an iMac or a PC, because sometimes you just really need to use a mouse. If you're only looking to have one computer or iPad, I would suggest going for a MacBook Pro. I had a MacBook Pro for all of high school and I absolutely loved it. I used it to edit all of my videos, and I took it to class with me every day. It was a really great computer and I would highly recommend it to anyone who's looking for a computer for college. I didn't have a Retina display back then, but the Retina displays now are really great on the MacBook Pros. As far as the size goes, you should really consider how much weight you want to carry around. There is a significant size difference between the 13-inch and the 15-inch. So you want to think about what you're going to have to carry around. When it comes to picking a computer, I would highly suggest going to a physical store and testing all the different models out for yourself. Everyone's different and we all have different priorities and we all have different likes and dislikes. So what might work for me might not work for you. So you should really do your research and try to figure out what's going to work the best for you. As far as where to get the computers, that really depends on whether you want the newest model or not, and how much you're willing to pay. Apple is currently offering really good student discounts on their online higher education store, or you can show your student ID at any Apple store or visit an Apple retailer on your college campus, and you'll be able to get anywhere from about $50 to $300 off, and you'll also get a free pair of Beats headphones. If you don't absolutely need to have the newest model, or you're looking to save a little bit more money, I would highly suggest getting a refurbished computer, and a lot of the computers and iPads we get in are in really good condition. A lot of them are pretty much just like new, and they're a lot less expensive. Apple sells refurbished Macs and iPads on their site, but they don't always have everything in stock, so I would also recommend a company called Mac of all Trades. They have a really wide selection, and they've been in business for years and years and years, and their prices are really reasonable. So if you can't find what you want on the Apple website, I would definitely check them out. So those were my college tech recommendations for 2017. Before you buy anything, be sure to try it out in store and do your research. If you have any other questions for me, feel free to comment them down below and I'll try my best to answer them. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Click here to subscribe, click here to check out my most recent video. I love you all so much, stay awesome, and I'll see all of you very soon with a new video. Goodbye.